This is Biker Dad, brought to you by Biker Justice USA and the National Academy of Motorcycle Resort. Have you ever sat at your job and thought, what if I just got up and left? Tell that horrible boss to take this job and shove it. Have you ever wanted to just walk out? What about burnout? Well, that's exactly what I did, but I didn't just quit. I left my 25-year corporate career to ride motorcycles and tell your story.
Daytona Beach, Florida, where you can actually drive onto the beach. Rick Fairless, a legend of his own, introduced me to Richard Rollins, Mayfield, Kentucky. Southeast Missouri, beautiful city of Knoxville, Tennessee. Gulf Coast of Mississippi, the Florida coast and the Tampa Bay area, Orange County Choppers, Roadhouse and Museum, talking to Paul Tuttle Sr. himself.
But make no mistake, this is not a show about motorcycles or even about me. Instead, I travel across the country to meet the people who use their passion for motorcycles to make their communities stronger, safer, and better. This is Biker Dad.
On the road in Daphne, Alabama, and we are at a thing called Hogs and Dogs. Why? Because we got Harley Davidson's at the Whacked Out Weiner. We do this once a month here in Daphne, Alabama, but this time it's for a special cause, and it's to help the family of a local law enforcement officer.
On the road again.
I'm Joshua Griffith. I've been with the Baltimore County Sheriff's Office just shy of 17 years. My wife, who they just did an event for, passed away last Saturday from unknown illness. Been married to her 15 years and been with her for 18. So, wife, and I got two kids, 16 and 11. Both of them go to local school around here.
I'm Britton Cryer. I'm Addison Cryer. So one of our good friends that his daughter did jiu-jitsu with my daughter, and her mom got real bad sick about a year ago, and they never could diagnose what was going on with her, and she passed away Saturday, August the 12th, and we're just trying to get some funds up to help them with whatever they may need help with. Yeah. I don't know how long he's worked for the county. My husband knows more about that than I do. I just know that he works for Baltimore County Sheriff's Office. She was really great, energetic, friendly to be around, never met a stranger. She was awesome. She loved CrossFit, loved her family, was always there for her kids. She never met a stranger.
Man, where to start? Jessie, was a person who very much an extrovert, touched a lot of lives. She was at the gym, they called her the Joy Girl, because actually her job was to actually go out and reach out to new members and be there for the new members and keep them excited about being there. And she loved the gym community and all the people that are around there. Actually, she was tasked with making handmade birthday cards for all the members. So when they had a birthday coming around, she would actually take time and take the paper, and just a folded piece of paper, and start from scratch and draw out and actually make personalized birthday cards for all the members and stuff like that. So that's just kind of the person she was. She always wanted to reach out and help people and do things for everybody. Just everything. She did everything for everybody the entire time. Even through her sickness, she was always trying to make sure everybody was happy. So just, an exceptional person. Just, I don't know how else to put it.
Joker, President of Specters LEMC, Lucky Day chapter. We are a law enforcement club. We have first responders, police, military, a couple of like-minded, mostly police. So we're having kind of our monthly bike night, and we're raising money for an officer that his wife passed away. So luckily the community's come out and actually donated a lot of money, so we're doing good. Yeah, actually it was 2 days ago we started sharing the flyer, and so far I think we're up to like $1,500 in donations. So, and it's steadily going up, and we're getting 50% of the sales from Whacked Out Weiner, so the owners graciously donate and all that.
Wow, I did not know that. That's awesome, because there's a line out the door right now.
Yeah, I can't even get there to get my food.
I'm Abby. I own the Whacked Out Weiner here in Daphne. We host our monthly bike night here, and tonight was a special night because we did a fundraiser for one of the officers here in Baldwin County. Unfortunately, lost his wife Sunday. They have 2 daughters, so we all got together in about a 2-day time span and worked this awesome fundraiser up. We had a crowd all night long. We raised a lot of money for them, and we had a great night, non-stop all night long. Like I said, I own our store here in Daphne, and at first it was a way to just get recognition for my store, so I reached out just to see about getting clubs here for more people to know where I am, get more customers in. We did our first one last month in July. For the first night, it was a huge hit. It was awesome. We had a great crowd, so we just decided to carry it on.
She enjoyed the bike so much that at some point she decided, you know what, I want to start riding it to work. I want to start, saving some fuel and doing that. So she actually went out and bought her own little Gixxer 250 and learned how to ride on that. So before her health conditions actually went down, I was riding a Hayabusa and she was riding her little Gixxer 250, and I'd ride behind her. I'd give her tips and let her ride around my dad's property and learn how to do that. When we finally decided it was time to go to the road, she went up to the road, and we kind of progressively, it started off 35 miles an hour and a 55, and just eased around the corners and kind of worked her through it. And she finally got comfortable enough where she'd go the proper speeds. We wouldn't ever speed.
I just cried the whole night, and I just was really upset, and I felt bad for her family and the friends and stuff, so I just was upset and sad about it, so I feel bad for her dad and his thing, because he doesn't speak to anyone.
My oldest daughter works here, and I know Abby had mentioned something about your group and how y'all donate back to people who need it. And when this happened, I immediately thought, hey, maybe they'll want to do this, because Abby had told me that y'all are huge in law enforcement supporting. And with him being in law enforcement, I was like, I need to get in touch with him and see if they'll do this.
So I have a regular customer whose daughter also works here at the store for me, and she reached out to me first of the week and had mentioned about hosting a fundraiser here at the store. I try to help out with as many people as I can for things like that. And then I knew that the bike club is a huge supporter of the officers all around. So I had just mentioned to her that we could mention it to the club about doing the fundraiser for this family. So like I said, we got together in about 2 days and made it happen.
On behalf of the Specters LEMC and the community, we'd like to offer you this as a way to help you out with your finances and kind of help you get where you need to be.
Yes, sir. So, I appreciate y'all doing that.
Thank you.
We just wanted to add to it. We rounded it up to even it out. So our store wanted to help donate as well.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Yes, we're happy to do it.
I appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. Yeah. She definitely put herself out there a lot, and a lot of people loved her. So it was grateful that y'all did that, especially without any knowledge of mine that y'all were going to do it. So I really appreciate it.
On the road again.
Now, a Biker Dad road trip. On the road in northeast Arkansas on my way to the Show Me State back home in Missouri, where I'm originally from. And I passed one sign along the highway probably hundreds of times that said, "Come see the Johnny Cash Boyhood Home." And I finally got a chance to stop there. The historic home in Dias County, Arkansas is an Arkansas State University heritage site that allows visitors to explore the early history and culture of northeast Arkansas and the huge influence of legendary country singer and outlaw Johnny Cash and the impact he had on the entire area. As you can imagine, he may have become a massive legend and a wealthy man, but he started at humble beginnings in this tiny little house out in the middle of nowhere. With a wood stove and all the other amenities, or lack thereof, you'd expect from a house in the 1930s in rural Arkansas. One of the cool but strange things about this is that the road signs don't take you directly to the Johnny Cash house. You have to visit the visitor center and buy a ticket, and they take you out there. But if you do a little sneaking around, you can probably find it on your own as well. But I ain't gonna tell you. You gotta go there yourself.
Hi there, this is Chris Best, the Biker Dad. I'm just here to let you know that Myself and the hundreds of thousands of people who follow us on social media and watch the TV show are here to help. Do you need help with something? Give me a call. That's my number right there, 251-402-6392. Especially if you need legal help, I have an army of lawyers across the country who can help you with injuries after motorcycle crashes especially, but other stuff like crime and everything else too. So give me a call, 251-402-6392.
If you missed the party at the rally at the shop in Alabama or Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue in Arkansas, party at All Octane Camping was a blast. But no worries, there's plenty of time for you to get in on the motorcycle camp craze. Book now for the Angel City Rally in Georgia, Daytona Biketoberfest, Bama Bike Fest, and Blowouts Lone Star Campground. That's in November, and then back in Alabama for the Crossroads Bike Rally. It's easy, you just show up, camp, party, and go home. They take care of all the rest. Get all the information at alloctanecamping.com.
Thousands of innocent bikers are injured and even killed on our streets and highways in the United States every year, and far too often we don't get the justice we deserve even if we did absolutely nothing wrong. So how do you find the help you need? People who are ready to go to the mat and get justice for you? Just go to bikerjusticeusa.com to find a list of lawyers across the United States who are trusted by me, Biker Dad. Biker Dad is brought to you in part by the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Why do I trust NAML? Because they work relentlessly to make our roads safer for everyone. They bring awareness to the motorcycle community all across the USA. They fight for justice for bikers too. If you're an attorney who's interested in joining the fight and the cause, go to naml.org for more information. Now here's the Biker Dad Bike of the Week.
We're at Mobile Bay, Harley-Davidson, Mobile, Alabama, and we're doing the Bike of the Week here. And today, the Bike of the Week is actually going to be two trikes of the week. It's 2023, the 120th anniversary of Harley-Davidson, but these bikes harken back to a whole decade ago when it was the 110th anniversary. And Jess is here with Mobile Bay Harley-Davidson to tell us all about these bikes.
So this one right here is the anniversary of the 2013 year. Kind of almost like a root beer color. Super pretty, slight metal flake in there. I really love the emblems that they have on the tank.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah. Very little, so it has 6,386 miles on it.
That's pretty rare for a trike, right? Because people buy these to ride them long distance.
I mean, that's what they're made for. For the road, the man who owned this one, he took really, really good care of it. And he bought a brand new trike. So he had it for, bought it brand new off the showroom floor. Did a little riding with his wife, and then they decided they wanted to move to the Milwaukee 8, but I'm telling you, the twin cam is nothing to mess around with. So that's the parking brake. On the newer models, it's kind of like a pedal on the other side. But up until about 2017, they were always on this side.
What's the price on this one, do you know?
$23,999.
$399. That's a great deal. So this is also a 2013, but it's not the anniversary one. So what's the difference?
So the biggest difference between just the standard issue color models and the anniversary models is the anniversary models are more numbered bikes. They have a specific paint job and other things that kind of make it unique, like the matching seat, things like that. But this one is also in super great condition. It has 7,029 miles on there.
So it's pretty rare to have two trikes at this age with that low mileage sitting next to each other, I think.
Pretty rare. The really cool features about this one is that whoever owns this one already did a bunch of really cool stuff to it. So on the lower fairings here, it looks like it's got kind of like a lockbox kind of thing to keep your stuff in there for storage.
That's really cool.
It's got these, which I always recommend people get when they buy trikes, because it's just another added storage where you don't have to sit there and worry about putting something behind you and not being able to access it,
Yeah, those are the things you can grab while you're actually on the bike.
Yeah.
The wheels are pretty cool too. They're like mag wheels from a car.
Yeah.
So what's the price on this one?
$23,999.
Cool. So yeah, since even though it's not the anniversary one, it has a few upgrades, so it's pretty cool. I also speakers in the passenger seat make a big difference on these things, right?
Oh yeah. And I think one of the things that people miss on trikes is like you can add this little bumper feature there.
And
pretty cool addition.
So you have the tour pack here, which is plenty of storage that'll open.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a trunk down there too, right?
Correct.
That's probably got even more space than the tour pack, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. The bag in there right now.
Awesome. Cool.
It's got the 103 cubic inch engine, which is the twin cam. Really cool thing about this particular motorcycle is the two-tone paint. They've tended to do it a lot on the trikes, but this one in particular I think is kind of cool because even though this color is black with the gray and then the blue pinstriping, it kind of makes it look blue.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Jess, and Mobile Bay Harley Davidson.
Yes.
Our Back on Two stories are brought to you by Biker Justice USA and the National Academy of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers.
Michael Wiley, LEMC, Specters, kickstand. Well, back at Mardi Gras, I rear-ended a truck on the interstate. Not a big deal, but still kind of emotional. May 13th, I was doing an iron butt. I was 700 miles into an iron butt at Vicksburg, Mississippi, and had an odd wobble, maybe a little wind draft, and laid my bike down about 70, 75, 76 miles an hour. It was very surreal. I've been riding for about 39 years and never laid a bike down. Yeah, it made me question, did that really happen? When I woke, came to and looked up and the bike's laying 100 yards off. It was very surreal. Yeah, it was 9:15 in the morning. It was a beautiful day. I passed an 18-wheeler on the interstate, maybe caught a little draft. Next thing I know, the bike was going down and the Lord was watching over me. It threw me in the grass, knocked me out. The trucker that pulled over to help me woke me up. The bike was totaled. It rolled, did whatever it did, slid down the highway a couple 100 feet. I slid about 100, 150 feet in the grass. Thank goodness I had my leathers on because I was riding at night in Louisiana for the bugs and whatnot. I just started wearing a full face helmet back in January, broke my arm. I had a plate and 7 screws put in my wrist. It did a good job putting it back together. I'm almost 100% with it. The insurance paid out pretty well. I was a little depressed because I put $6,000 radio in it, but you win some, you lose some, I guess, because it's in my blood, man. I contemplated for probably 2 months whether I was really going to ride or not. Being around the guys and hearing the motorcycles and feeling the motorcycles just gets your blood pumping. It's just part of your life. I actually had another motorcycle sitting in the garage that I couldn't ride because of the hand, but yeah, now that we're back on both of them just about every day. I mean, if it's in your blood, like it was in my blood, I've been riding, like I said, for almost 40 years, so I didn't know any different. It was second nature to jump on a motorcycle. So I guess somebody laying in the bed, get over your recovery, deal with it, jump back on it, give it a little while. It took me a minute. We rode 90 miles an hour coming over here. Just takes a minute, but you'll get back on it. We've seen so many guys get back on it. Dude lost his leg and he's still getting back on a bike. Yeah, so yeah, get back on it, man. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
So just a part of the biker lifestyle when you are spending a lot of time on the road. We are kind of stuck here on the side of I-10 in the middle of the swamp in Florida, outside of Tallahassee. His bike broke down. Well, he's limping anyway. He's on his way here from a few miles back, so we're on the side of the road waiting for him to see what's wrong with his bike and see if we can get going for the rest of the night. It's a little nerve-wracking when you're sitting on the side of the highway and that's going on a few inches away from you in the dark. So we have our flashers on and I have my LEDs on to give it a little more light too. How'd you get it here?
I drove it here, top speed's 50 miles an hour.
Oh geez, that's not good. We're at least able to get our friend Keith's bike up off the highway and we're here at a gas station in the middle of the swamp and nowhere in Florida. Trevin from Cottonmouth Customs Motorcycles in Pensacola is trying to figure out what's wrong with the bike. He's running the error codes on it so we can hopefully get back on the road tonight. Pretty incredible because it was like 100 degrees today when we were down at Daytona Beach, but now it's freezing cold up here in the Panhandle. I've got on 3 shirts, a jacket, leathers, and gloves, and still freezing even when we're just standing on the side of the road. Believe it or not, in Florida, it gets cold once in a while too.
Not anything we're going to worry about yet.
If an internal engine component's already broke, then it's already broke. And if it hasn't broke and it's going to, then it's gonna break anyways. I don't want the bike to grenade, and obviously if the oil light is on, you should stop riding. But if the oil light's not on, and all there is a bogging issue, it sounds like a fuel delivery issue that you're not gonna be able to fix in a parking lot, but you're not gonna necessarily hurt anything either.
What's that?
They're probably going to stay at the hotel right there if they have a vacancy, and have his brother come trailer the bike tomorrow.
Yeah, they are. They have 4 rooms. They're $70 a night.
Yeah, I'd hate to throw a rod because of an oil pump issue, not knowing exactly what it is. Be the smartest thing to just trailer it in. Throw a rod at 70, 80 mile an hour, the rear tire lights up on it.
And you broke down in the right place, so I would take that as a sign. And
yeah, exactly.
The hotel, the motel over there is nice and clean, and it's inexpensive, so it's gonna be a lot. $70 is a lot less than a thrown rod.
Yeah.
Breaking down in the dark and the cold is not the best of luck, but there was one stroke of good luck. We decided not to take the chance of blowing up Keith's bike in the middle of the night, in the dark and the cold, in the middle of nowhere. We were lucky enough that we pulled off the highway and this cheap but clean motel was there, so we're gonna spend the night here, try to figure out what's wrong with the bike in the morning and get it going. If not, we'll find a trailer and get it back to Pensacola for repairs and see what we have from there. So we're gonna hunker down here tonight and get rolling again in the morning.
Now, this week's Biker Dad Tech Tip. Biker Dad Tech Tip.
Just back from a really long trip on my 2009 Electra Glide Fat Elvis here, and 4,000 miles on a 14, 15-year-old bike, whatever it is these days. And one of the things I noticed, you can see it right there, a little problem, but really, is it that big of a deal? Well, I suspect I know what's going on with the oil on the side of Fat Elvis, and I also suspect it's not really that big of a deal. So I came here to Mobile Bay Harley Davidson to talk to Master Tech Neil and have him check it out and try to ease my concerns.
You said the keyword, long trip. I'll get some travelers that come in here, guys that have been on the interstate for a long time, especially I-10. Performance air cleaner, every once in a while you want to perform. If you look down here, you see your breather passages. It'll come down through here and it'll get sucked back into the engine if you're still running a stock setup and don't have a catch can or anything. But every once in a while, it starts to pool up, so you want to goose it, suck some of that oil through. I mean, hey, when you're on the interstate a good hour at a time, you're just sitting there holding it. It might pool and drop a little bit. It's more annoying than anything, especially if you have a lot of leather riding gear or leather bags. I mean, it can be a real mess. But nothing to worry about. Like I said, it is annoying. It is very annoying, and I would, before you ruin any more pants or shoes, I'd try to get something like that taken care of. The number of companies out there that make a really nice catch can. I even has one from, say, his Fuel Moto brand. It will, instead of rerouting it back through your engine, into your intake, it will remotely store it off in a bottle, I guess, like a lot of racers use them. The old, you'd had to have water wetter, you couldn't have coolant in your system. Just catch can, make sure the track stays nice and clean. Some guys have wired up bottles or booze bottles and things. Those are kind of hokey, but they get the job done. There are a number of different ones out there, ones that will run into the transmission. It kind of depends on what you want to get done, really. I'm a big fan of the simple one that just runs off to the side and down into a K&N filter. But those seem to work the best.
That's it for this week's episode of the Biker Dad TV show, coming to you from the lovely eastern shore of Mobile Bay in Daphne, Alabama. Thanks for all of the bikers in the area for showing up and helping this family get through this tragedy. Until next time, please vote twice for motorcycles.